Now you can't bet football. After this week, I'm done with football. That's it. I'll switch it up to college basketball on Monday nights. That's great. And just bet on Monday nights on college basketball. It's a fucking system. But if you fall into the system, it's not going to be fun anymore. You know how many people I know that don't watch sports because they caught a beating gambling? Beatings. Like they had to get jobs, they had to borrow money from their mother, they had to pimp their wife out, the whole fucking deal, because those people do not watch sports anymore. I don't want that bad feeling. You know, I want to enjoy myself, you know? So if it's $10, who gives a fuck? I won't eat Chinese today. I'll just bet fucking, I don't do basketball, though. NBA and baseball will fucking kill you.
Baseball for sure.
Baseball will kill you. Anything that's every day will kill you. I don't like basketball betting it. I'll watch a game. The Knicks are good this year. I'll watch them for 3 minutes and I'll move the fuck on.
Yeah, for me, baseball is the hardest because truly over the whole season, you can bet on a team, right? But on one single night, look, Pedro Martinez lost games. Right? In order to win on a Pedro Martinez game, you had to bet so much, right?
Yeah.
But that dude lost too. Baseball is one of those games. It's not football, right? 16 games. You know this team's going to go 12-4, whatever. The 162 games. So they're going to lose a lot. Do you know what I mean? And on those any given nights, it's too much of a risk for me. And especially the good teams in baseball, with a good pitcher, you got to bet so much for it to make sense. You know what I mean?
The UFC the other night had a couple fights that if you bet $25, you won 37. It's not worth me sweating bullets for $12.
Nah.
You know, I don't want to sweat bullets for $12 fucking dollars. I don't mind playing a hand of blackjack for $2 or, whatever. I don't want to sweat for fucking 13, so I won't bet it. You know, sometimes the odds are shitty. With gambling, I got to do what I like. I don't fucking play games like, let's see. I'm very serious, and I take it seriously, like I like it. I wouldn't do big because I have a daughter, and I have a wife, and I have mortgage payments. And I know what happens when you start betting $5,000-$10,000. It's just, you're going to lose. You're going to lose.
It's when you start chasing your money.
If I could play the whole season on one fucking deposit, I could care less. And then do maybe college basketball for March Madness again. But I won't do anything that's every day with gambling. That's where you get caught up. That's where you die, when it's every fucking day.
Yeah, the dudes who chase their money. Like I've gotten good at not chasing my money anymore. I'll take an L. I'll take an L because I know next week I'm going to try again. But I don't lose a bet on a Saturday and chase that money throughout the weekend anymore. I remember doing that, man. If you lose that big bet on Saturday, you chase that money the whole weekend.
Next thing you know, you're up at 4 a.m. snorting coke, waiting to get the score from Hawaii. Once you're watching Hawaii, you know you're a fucking loser. If you're betting Hawaii, I got to be honest with you, and I hate saying this to people, but you're a fucking loser. If you're sitting there waiting for Hawaii to score, doing coke, it's not going to work out for you. I know a couple guys that lived on fucking Hawaii and they got killed. I know my brother. He's fucking, you can't even mention Hawaii in front of him. You can't even fucking mention Don Ho in front of this fucking guy because Hawaii killed him.
I'd be lying if I told you I didn't watch a couple Hawaii San Diego State games in my day. Just fucking that's that last game of the night.
Last 4 in the morning and shit. It's a fucking nightmare. That's my rule number one. If you got to bet Miami, it's time to do something different. You got to sell pencils to blind people. You got to make it work for you. You got to make believe you're blind. I was thinking about that the other day. There's no blind people no more selling fucking pencils. What a nightmare. This country has become rude. Jesus. Even a blind guy. You never see a blind guy at Walmart no more, standing out there with some pencils and shit, talking to some blind chick and shit, How you doing, baby girl? Hold on, I'm going to sell some pencils. I'll take you over to some eyeglass wear. It's fucking crazy.
Oh, my God, man.
How's Tennessee, man?
I love it, dude. I feel really good. I should have left Los Angeles 5 years ago.
Me, 2015. That's when I should have left. Before I saw behind the iron rod curtain.
Yeah. And I was telling you this earlier, man, but for me, I didn't see the gradual change in who I had become there. It slowly started to take a little bit away from me. And not until I got here did I look back at who I'd become and been like, I'm embarrassed. I was embarrassed about the dude that I had become and the things that I had made important in my life, you know?
So had I. I take a look at that. I didn't like my behavior the last 5 years. Across the board. It worked for then. I don't know who that dude is anymore. Like, when I watch old churches, a clip or something, I have no idea who that dude is anymore. I appreciate that motherfucker with all my heart. But it was weird. I was thinking about our conversation before about L.A. and, I mean, we had it. Listen, I'm writing a book, Josh Wolf, and one of the best chapters I wrote was about 2 weeks ago about our lives from 98 to about 2000. You really look at that and you see, that's a movie. That was a movie. That's Almost Famous. That's all those movies you see on cable or on HBO about bands and, you know, Queen and shit like that. What we did should be a movie, should be a TV series. And it was one of the best times of my life. And we were broke. We were fucking flat broke. Some way or another, we were figuring out how to make a 10 here and a 15 there to snort some coke. But I probably had 3 pair of pants. I'm not ashamed to say this today because that was my strength, you know. I didn't buy underwear because if I bought underwear, that took away from my cocaine budget. So I had socks, pants, T-shirts, you know, but Schrader, Vista, Curson, Sierra Bonita, I mean, we could write a fucking show from those 2 years stealing cigarettes from the Arab guy when he was pumping gas, you know, going to the Sunset Grill. Yeah, going to the Sunset Grill when the dude had the platform foot and he would swing his leg around. That's the guy Don Henley was talking about. You know, I thought the Sunset Grill was this place with chicks and shit like that. And it's on the street. It didn't have a sitting area. And it was 2 Mexican chicks with an old guy who had to pick up his leg to fucking throw it around. Like if you threw a curveball at him, like, let me get a double cheeseburger. He's like, ah. And he'd have to pick up his leg and whip it around. And then with the fucking, it was just, you cannot fucking believe these stories. And that's my next venture.